Hello, my name is Joseph Fischer. I'm going to be doing my CPE for the cranial nerves assessment. Today I'm going to be using my lovely companion Shadow as my patient for this because I thought it would be unique and fun to get him involved since it's pretty late at night and he really wants to play, so I might as well knock out two things at once. So go ahead, lay down. First and foremost, before anything, I'm going to go ahead and knock before entering and announce myself. Hello, Shadow. I'm going to be your nurse for today, so if you could please lay down for me. Good. And I'm going to wash my hands before I did that, of course. Before I care for the patient, I'm going to wash my hands. Hand hygiene is super important, especially in times like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to identify him. Or I'm going to ask his name and date of birth and see if it matches my records. So what's your name and date of birth? Your name is Shadow, and your date of birth is June 20th of 2017. Perfect, that matches my records. And I'm going to ask if you have any allergies to food, such as blueberry treats, latex, or medication. No allergies, perfect. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and provide privacy and close the curtains. And then after I close the curtains, I'm going to wash my hands and begin my cranial nerves assessment. So for the first assessment, I'm going to go ahead and have him close his eyes and tell me if he can smell what this is. Do you know what that is? Okay, patient says, oh yeah, it smells like blueberry. I know that smell. Alright, sir, then your first cranial nerve is in check. The olfactory nerve. So, and then next, we're going to go ahead and check cranial nerve number 2. And we're going to have him cover one eye. And then I'm going to cover one eye, such as on myself, and we're testing his peripheral vision. So I'm gonna hold fingers down here where he's hitting, and he's gonna name me what fingers are there that he can see in his peripheral vision. So I'm gonna hold it down here. I'll hold the number 4. He says number 4, and I'm covering his right eye. I'm covering my left eye, and then I'm gonna hold fingers up here, and it's gonna be 3, and he's gonna state 3. Awesome. And then we do that with the left eye on his, and then we're going to revert to bilateral. So we're going to do the same thing with his right eye, and we're going to say he read 3 and 4 correctly on his right eye too. Bilaterally, he's in check. I'm going to grab some more treats here. And then as for the next, we're going to go ahead and assess the cranial nerves number 3, 4, and 6 next. So for number 3, we're going to go ahead and start testing those eyes, those lovely eyes of yours. And we're going to go ahead and use the pen, such as this treat right here. And we're going to see if he has any involuntary shaking of the eye. And we're going to use all of the 6 cardinal directions. Look at that. Look at that. And we're going to say he's not moving his neck along with it. And then we'll do those directions. Perfect. I see no shaking whatsoever. Next, I'm going to go ahead and dim the light and have him focus really far away. We're going to go back up there. Go back up there. You're not allowed to look any closer than that. Lay down. Good boy. Stay. He's going to look really far away. We're going to dim the light. And then his pupils are dilated. Well, I can't really dim the light right now, but his pupils are going to be dilated. Be patient. Lay down. Sit. His pupils are dilated. And then I'm going to take the pen light, and I'm going to come from the side. I'm going to take the pen light, and I'm going to come from the side and shine it on both eyes. Or no, on one eye, on the right eye. And his pupils are going to constrict equally, even though I'm shining it on one eye. And I'm going to do that bilaterally for the sake of him being impatient. So we're just gonna say we did it on both eyes, and it worked perfectly. It worked perfectly. He was focusing distantly, and I took the pen light and I brought it from the side, and his pupils constricted equally. So awesome. And next we're gonna go ahead and test the sixth. Sorry, I gotta grab some. We're gonna go ahead and test the what did I say? The sixth cranial nerve. And then we're gonna have you. I know. Go ahead, sit down. We're gonna go have him stare in the distance. So go ahead and stare in the distance. And then I'm gonna, so he's staring in the distance at this tree. Okay. I'm gonna bring the pen light to his nose and see if his eyes constrict and cross. And they do. He really likes the pen lights. So in this case, this means his eyes, I think, yeah, I did all his eyes. They're perla. They're equally in check. Hooray. We got equal eyes. Beautiful eyes. Alright, so now we can go ahead and move on to cranial nerve number 5, which is going to have to do with that big mouth of yours. It likes to stay open. So I'm going to go have you and clench your jaw. I'm going to test, I'm going to feel out this jaw muscle and his temporal muscle. I forget the name of the jaw muscle. I apologize, but as he's clenching his jaw, you gotta feel out and see if it's there, and then along with the temporal muscle. And then I'm gonna have him try to open up his mouth against resistance, and he does that perfectly. So cranial nerve number 5 is in check. Grabbing more treats. All right, so. Now we're going to test his facial. Cranial nerve number 7 is facial. So, sir, could you go ahead and close your eyes really tightly for me? Perfect. Yes, he does it. And then can you smile for me? All right. And can you frown? Perfect. And can you puff your cheeks? Awesome. All right. That nerve is in check. Now we're going to do the whisper test for cranial nerve number 8. So on this one, I need to have him sit down, lay down. Alright, focus on the treats. I'm going to cover this ear, and I'm going to whisper in this ear 2 words. So I'm going to go ahead and whisper. I don't know. Sorry, excuse me. So in that one, I whispered bone, seesaw, and shadow. Speak. What'd I say? Speak. 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 What'd I say? Speak. Yes, that's what I said. I said bark. Okay. And I'm gonna do it on this ear. Hey, up, lay down. Over here. Sit. Lay down. And I'm gonna cover this. I'm going to cover this here. Okay. For his sake, he's going crazy. I'm going to say I did that bilaterally. So I covered the ear and whispered on the side of the uncovered ear. And then I whispered 2 things. In reality, I whispered bone and seesaw. But Shadow is kind of limited on vocabulary. But he got it down perfectly. Good boy. He's been a lot of treats than he's used to. Okay, so for cranial nerve, was that 8? Was that 8? That was 8, right? Cranial nerve number 9. I'm gonna go ahead and take a tongue blade, and I'm gonna go ahead and have you say ah, and check that uvula and see if it moves up. So can you say ah? Can you say ah? Can you say ah? Go ahead, speak. Yes, he said, the uvula moved up. Uvula moved up. And then I'm going to test his gag reflexes. Of course, I'm not going to do that right now, or to Shadow, but his gag reflex is in check. Because he's always getting into stuff, and he's always choking on it, right? Isn't that right? Okay, so for cranial nerve number 10, we're going to go ahead and just check that off. Isn't that vagus? Cranial nerve number 10, right? Yeah, no. Is that Vegas? Vegas. Yeah, the vagus nerve is, he could talk without hoarseness, right? He could talk without hoarseness. And what was the other thing? And, and he could swallow. Clearly, he could swallow, so his vagus is in check. Cranial nerve number 11. Is a musculoskeletal. So this was already shown on the eye assessment for the nerves 3 and 4. He could clearly move his head side to side. And then could you go ahead and shrug for me? And he shrugs. And he shrugs against resistance perfectly. Way to shrug. And of course, the last nerve is for that beautiful tongue. Can you move it side to side for me? For cranial nerve number 12. And then we're going to be in check. You're going to be all assessment up. Your cranial nerves are perfect. So he goes ahead and moves his tongue side to side perfectly. That checks out all 12 with cranial nerves. Alright, Mr. Shadow, is there anything else I could do for you? No? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open the curtain. I'm going to wash my hand. And then if you need anything else, sir, your call light is right there. And thank you for watching my CPE on the cranial nerve assessment. Say bye.